Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. If anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we looked at MMTLP and the focus was on the live stream video Naked Short Killer featuring John Berder, so please refer back to the previous video for updates on that. In today's video we're also going to be looking at MMTLP updates with regard to S1, and we're also going to be looking at sharing some of the MMTLP personal stories, so stay tuned for that. And we're also going to be sharing an important update for MULN Mullen Automotive that was just released today. So before we make a start, let's have a quick look at what's happening in the market. So overall, from a European point of view, stocks did close a little bit down due to earnings. In terms of the US, the Dow is currently down at time of editing about 400 points. Wall Street did go down also on at market open today. We are expecting earnings, so by the time you've seen this video you will have already seen earnings, especially for Tesla, which is one we're looking at closely. I do expect Tesla to have mixed earnings, but I certainly don't think it will go close to $100 again, so possibly a good buying opportunity. If there is a dip, it will certainly continue to recover, and I do expect positive momentum for Tesla to continue for 2023. Let's start by having a look at the news with regard to the S1. So there was a post earlier I shared when this news was broken, and that was the headline here in the S1 is the company was offering directly to a selected accredited investors up to 40 million shares of common stock. So the idea behind this is obviously to provide some additional cash to the company. The company is going to need cash for drilling and other additional costs, but obviously we'll wait for an official announcement. So there was another update in there. So on the screen here I'm going to show you here the shares for the stockholders on record who are directors, executive officers and beneficial owners here, and we can see before the announcement we had Greg McCabe holding in excess of 19.6 million shares, and then if we have a look at the latest position, he now owns 12.8 million shares. So the assumption now is he did sell some of those shares. So there has been a little bit of a negative reaction about that, but what we have to do is we certainly have to look at the wider picture, and why did he sell those shares, and that is certainly if he sold those shares, so it's quite possible that he did, although there is no official announcement of a sale. So let's have a look at some reasons why. So first of all, shout out here to C Plant, who stated, why is everybody wigging over the possible sale of some shares? As I see it now, McCabe is the bank. So yes, I agree with that. He is providing cash to the company. He's the biggest holder, he's the key insider, and he is going to, obviously, in terms of what he's done, he's given himself some cash to play with. Remember, in terms of the company, they are going to need possibly loans, they are going to need payment for drilling, they are going to need payments and cash for obviously running costs, and as well as that we can also basically add on that there are legal actions taking place behind the scenes as well. John Berder did confirm that, especially when he stated that there are 3 individuals there using Wes, and this is with regard to getting information about the manipulation that happened behind the scenes. So overall, Greg McCabe is still a significant holder of MMTLP, so let's try to look at the positive of that. The next shout out I'd like to give is to Metamaterial News, and the post here is with regard to what's happening in the SEC rally. So what they've stated here is the breaking news with regard to Fox News. There, Charles Payne is going to do a live interview at Occupy SEC rally on Friday. So this is great news, and this is also great exposure. So I'm going to share with you here a post that I just added shortly earlier, and that is with regard to this March for Justice. So this is taking place 27th and 28th of January this week, and it is going to be Friday and Saturday. So this will be a peaceful march. It'll be a march for justice, but I've added on something a little bit selfish, and that is, from my opinion, what I believe is, although the march is for an overall change in the market, from my point of view, I think I would like the press to focus more on MMTLP. I think our story is something that is unique, it is different. I think investors of MMTLP right now, we are in need of urgent action. So I also believe, in my opinion, we are the main catalyst for this march. Look at what it says there, FINRA fraud. Who's been defrauded by FINRA? Who has had the strongest allegations of manipulation, and who has been a significant victim of synthetic shares, driving down the price. So obviously all the other stocks are important, including the ones that I identified there. But certainly from my point of view, I think MMTLP needs to be at the forefront of this march for justice. What I'm now going to do is share with you some personal MMTLP stories, and from the previous Twitter post, I did receive in excess of 100 stories. These have all been passed over to Erin now, who will be reading and reviewing them. In terms of an update from Erin, we are looking at having a follow-up meeting. Erin is currently very, very busy. We do have a scheduled meeting with her provisionally, so once that's confirmed, we will certainly update you. But what I'm now going to do is share with you 3 stories, which I think from what I have seen so far, every single story has been inspiring, touching, sad, devastating, tragic, and heartbreaking. And obviously what we need to do now with the movement and everything that's happening, we need to have positive ending in this. So let's make a start by having a look at story number 1. I'm going to try and summarize these as best I can. So this person states in the story here, at 42 years old, my wife suffered a severe aneurysm bleed on her brain, which disabled her for life. So she now requires 24-hour care. She has no short-term memory and has lost some of her long-term memory. So this person who invested in MMTLP provides all the care when not working, obviously unpaid of course, in terms of the care. He's currently gained over 45 pounds since then, and I'm assuming that's over 20 kilos, so not great from a health point of view. Previously this person was fishing, hiking, camping, obviously active, etc. 4 years ago the person lost the youngest son and only child they had together. In terms of a family, he was hoping to retire early and provide the care for his wife. So this person has also served in the military, 25.5 years, both active and reserve. The last child was in the home, just starting at 9th grade, a new school when this happened, and obviously they lost the child in January 2019, and this person has never been the same, which is obviously completely understandable. So this person looked at the possibility of MMTLP position, being able to allow the person to leave the employer, so obviously the person is also working full-time, sooner to regain his life and care for his wife. The move by FINRA to halt our possibilities of trading has destroyed his plans for retirement, destroyed his faith in the government and the ability to protect shareholders. And obviously, without question, this has been very, very stressful. So for this particular investor and personal story, this is heartbreaking, this is very touching, and this is one thing that we need justice for, and to get the message across, especially with the upcoming protests. So let's move on quickly to story number 2, and again quite a tragic story. This person states here, clawed their way back from domestic violence and a subsequent suicide attempt in 2015, lost everything except the clothes, was in a shelter and then a homeless homeless for a period of time, managed to save $5,000 from a job as a nanny, was then down to the final $2,000, came across MMTLP, did the due diligence, decided to invest, bought 275 shares, and then it's taken years to build up another nest egg, and this person now no longer has trust in the markets, no longer has trust in the brokers. FINRA and all the people involved obviously have destroyed that dream. Person does not own a car, does not own a home, and if MMTLP had done what it was supposed to do, this person would have achieved these dreams. So these dreams have been broken by FINRA, by the market makers, by the hedge funds. So very, very tragic and sad. And I'm just going to share one more final story with you here. So we'll do 3 and hopefully follow on in some upcoming videos with more. So this is single father who returned to school, decided to invest with little savings he had in Torchlight Energy. Obviously, it goes on to say he invested in MMAT, that was going down. Then suddenly MMTLP was born. We know that there was lots of market manipulation, lots of fraud, but just going to the end of the story, since the debacle, the person has had to drop out of school. It was a prominent one and hard to get into, so there was potentially a good future here for this person. We're looking at a future in architecture, hoping, now struggling to keep afloat. So much was riding on this investment, and he feels as though it's been stolen from the children and from the person themselves. So heartbreaking 3 stories here, and that is just 3 of the reasons why we need change, and there are many, many more. Finally, quick update on ticker symbol MULN, Mullen Automotive. So this is a press release just shared earlier today. So the headline here, Mullen announces results of a special meeting of shareholders. So the good news here is shareholders have approved all proxy related proposals. The company has no plans at current time to effect a reverse stock split. So this is excellent news. There was a great bounce back in the share price. I think it was up close to 15%. I expect that to continue. So let's have a look at the details of this news. The company has no plans at current time to effect a reverse split, and the company has until March the 6th, 2023 to meet the NASDAQ minimum requirement of $1. So the good news here is certainly seems to be that the company must be obviously confident of achieving that. I think shareholders know the catalysts are huge. And the other thing I'd like to add on with regard to Mullen Automotive is that they are also a company that is subject to market manipulation, that we are also going to hopefully talk about them at the SEC day, Friday and Saturday. Mullen is massively undervalued, trading around about 35 cents. It should be much, much more. It has revenue, it has production, it has a factory, it has catalyst, it is in Europe, it is in the United Kingdom. Whereas NEO is not in these places, but this one is also a United States company. And I think it's a personal scandal that it is being attacked, and the shorts, if they had their own way, they would destroy this company, so it no longer exists. The reason why they would destroy it if they had the choice and ability to do that, because they wouldn't have to cover their positions. Any company that goes into liquidation, they keep the money profits tax-free, they never have to close. So this is one of the other reasons why we need change. And finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.